Hey everyone, this is Paul from Eyesuck At Gaming. Hey, I apologize for the noise in the background. I get the AC running down in the gaming dungeon. It was about 8,000 degrees today here, and I'm sure it's probably similar to where you guys are. Wanted to take a quick moment today and talk to you about something that comes up in streams from time to time, and that is the soft defensive cap. What is a soft defensive cap? Why does it matter to you, the consumer? Kind of a breakdown of how it works. The enemy is base to hit, so most enemies have a base chance to hit you about 50% for enemies that are your level, even up to, say, 4 levels higher. Defenses roll, so your defense reduces that base chance. The formula generally looks something like enemy chance to hit equals accuracy times base to hit minus your defense. I'll pop that up in the screen here. It'll make more sense when you look at it. There's a minimum hit chance. It's the key to the soft cap. In City of Heroes, the enemy's chance to hit you can never go below 5%. It should be mindful also that it can never go above 95%. There's always a chance you're going to miss and always a chance you're going to get hit. So why 45%? Because that 5% minimum hit chance. The enemy has 50% base chance to hit you and you have 45 defense. The calculation becomes accuracy times 50% minus 45%, and that ends up equaling accuracy times 5%. That means with a 45% defense, you've reached the point where an enemy will always have at least a 5% chance to hit you, even if your defense goes higher. So 45% defense is considered the soft cap because anything beyond that provides really no additional benefit against most even level enemies. You're already kind of forcing them to roll against that 5% minimum chance to hit you. So why would you want to go above 45%? There's a few reasons I can think of. Defensive debuffs. So enemies can apply debuffs that reduce your defense. You can see here that I've got a character that's running anywhere from 60 something percent up to 88% with self buffs. Potentially, if I was facing against enemies that were able to decrease my defense, I could have a little bit of a buffer between that 80% currently and the 45% chance to have that minimum attack chance. Higher level enemies or accuracy buffs. Stronger enemies or those with inherent accuracy buffs have a higher base to hit chance. In these cases, you might need more than 45% defense in order to push their hit chance down to the 5% minimum. And in certain high-end content or PvP, which I really don't partake in, pushing defense even higher than the 45% might get you some marginal benefits. I've been told that there's a hard cap on defense. I don't know what it is. I've seen this character be at 171% and it is not capped. I can dive into a group, a substantial group, with my defense at 177% and die instantaneously because I've got enough 5% chances to hit me that somebody takes me out. That brings up a different topic entirely, and that is resistances. So this character, this tanker, is based on defense and doesn't have a lot for resistances. What that means is that I have that 5% chance kind of across the board, and if they get through it, I'm just kind of depending on my hit point pool to protect me. All of my tankers have hit point pools between about 2200 and maybe 26 or 2700. And the difference is if my tanker is either hybrid based or resist based versus defense based, I really functionally have a much larger hit point pool, right? So if I resisted this fire at 90% plus I had defense on top of that, they're really going to hit me a lot, but for very little amounts of damage. So it's great if you can do it, if you can actually get decent resist to go along with your defensive character. But we should probably talk a little bit about that as well. Do you ever want to chase resist? Yeah, you kind of do. If you're a brute or if you're a tanker, you have a cap of 90%. and 90% is against all damage types. If you can get there, you can have it. If you're a Peacebringer, Warshade, or any of the Arachnos classes, you can get 85% resist to any damage type, and all other archetypes, which I think are Blasters, Controllers, Corruptors, Defenders, Dominators, Masterminds, Sentinels, Scrappers, Stalkers, they can reach 75% resistances to all things. Now, do you want to chase that? I don't know. Maybe if you're a Scrapper and you're up there in the middle of all that fighting, maybe. I can definitely see why you'd want to do it if you're either a Peacebringer or Warshade or Arachnos, because 85% is pretty decent. It's quite a bit different than 75%, and 90%, believe it or not, is quite a bit different than 85. So something to be aware of. Usually not worth it. Not worth chasing resist if you're not a resistance-based class that's up in combat with things swinging at you. And to top that off, to finish the conversation off, if you're not a tanker, a brute, if you're not something that's up in the middle of combat normally, don't have lots of things focusing on you, the 45% for defense is pretty good. And you don't really have to go much beyond that. You don't need to get to 60%. You're much better off, because it's very expensive for most of those classes to get to that point. You're much better off putting that into something that produces more damage that you can do, into better recharge, which is also more damage. Any one of those things ends up being a much better use of your time. Hope that makes sense. I'm going to add what text I can into this to make it make more sense. Stay cool this week, and I hope to see you guys on Friday.